All right, we're live. Football fans far and wide, welcome to the Week 6 Pick'em Show. We got Roddy, we got Naif, and we got a great show for you today.
Yes, sir.
We're
Introduce
gonna
yourselves.
light it up.
Introduce yourselves. How y'all doing?
I'm doing great, man. My name is actually Ar-Radi Hamiduddin, but I go by Roddy or Al Roddy. I'm a big fan of football. I'm a big fan of the camera, and I'm a big fan of my friends. Next.
There you go. We got Naif all the way from Saudi Arabia.
All the way from Saudi Arabia, the biggest cowboy fan on planet Earth. More loyal than Omar. The other Omar.
Oh, okay. All right. Nice.
You know,
Clarification.
that's about it.
There
as
you
far
go.
as the resume.
All right. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna go through the games here, and we're gonna give a little bit of a preview, and then we're gonna get your score picks, and then at the end, we're gonna get your stone cold locks. You're gonna have to lock up one of these games. So we're gonna go ahead and start with the San Francisco 49ers at the Atlanta Falcons. The Niners are favored by 4.5 points here. And then for all these games, I'm gonna put my meteorologist hat on, and I've consulted the Doppler. And it's not gonna be relevant for this game because this is a dome game, so there's no weather conditions. But we're gonna go ahead and start with the Niners at the Falcons. What are your predictions for this game?
I'll go first. Well, here's the thing. Both of these teams are absolute trash. They're bums against bums.
Oh my
And when
god!
you have a bum against a bum, you're gonna have a bum game. However, I think the Falcons are bigger bums than the 49ers, and because of that, I am picking the 49ers. I'm
Wow.
going to give you a
Okay.
score. I'm going to go 24-13.
Okay. I like that.
Wow.
Bum v bum.
Uh,
What say you
I
now?
thought we were doing locks. I thought we were doing the locks at the end, Omar.
Yeah, we'll do the locks at the end.
Oh, my bad. What did I do? I don't understand the rules.
No, because I think San Francisco's a lock to beat Atlanta, and I think San Francisco wins 28-12.
20 to
It's a weird
12.
score. 28-12. You
28
got 4
to
field
12.
goals from Young Hui Koo.
Young
That's
Wei-Koo?
about it.
It's not Young
Yeah,
Hoku
Young
like
Hoku.
my brother says?
No, it's not. It's not Young Hoku.
Okay.
That
Okay.
is a name to remember, man.
Yeah,
That guy is going to be a great
that's right.
Hall of Famer.
That's right. Yeah, Roddy primarily judges the players by their names. So, as you know, Young Hoku or Young Wei-Koo, however you want to say it, is going to be a great player, according to Roddy.
This is
So-
what I believe. It's been proven time and time again. If you look at history, everybody who's great has a great name.
There you go. I like
Absolutely.
that. I like that.
Sound logic.
My prediction here, I don't think the Niners are bums. Okay, I've been watching this team for a long time. They're a good team. They're a very solid team. They play cohesively. They play well together. I think the Niners are a good team, and so I think they're going to take this 29-10. You know, the Falcons are missing Cordero Patterson. Kyle Pitts is injured, and even if he was playing, they don't get him the ball. So it's not going to really matter. So I got the Niners 29-10. Moving on to the next game, New England Patriots at the Cleveland Browns. The Browns are favored by 2.5 points here. The weather is going to be 60 degrees and cloudy, so that's not going to be an issue. What do you guys think of this game?
I'm going to go for it. It's going to be the most boring game of the entire year. Hands down.
Of
You
the
got the
year.
Patriots. It's like watching grass grow with these guys. It's just boring. And the Browns, everything about the Browns, historically and now, even their helmet and their colors and their name is boring. So I expect a boring game. Probably defensive game. A lot of, tackles around the 30-yard line. Nick Chubb is going to get 40 yards on 12 carries. And I don't even know who the quarterback nobody cares about the quarterback for the Patriots ever since Tom Brady left. We all know that.
Yeah, nobody even
We're
knows who
gonna
it is.
Huh?
Who even is starting for the Patriots this week? I don't even know.
Hey, don't sleep on Bailey Zapp. Do not
What's his
sleep on
name?
Bailey Zapp.
Zappy.
That's the guy's name.
Zappy.
Yeah, Zappy. Sorry.
Oh, that's even
Bailey
worse. Poor guy, man. He'll make a good
He looked
accountant
good.
one day.
He looked good in his first start, but I agree with Roddy. It's like watching paint dry, right? Patriots we're gonna run the ball 50 times, but they don't have Damian Harris, so I think the Browns are gonna take this one. I say 24-17 Cleveland.
All right. Score prediction for you, Rolly.
I'm going to go the Patriots 12, the Browns 9.
A truly low-scoring game. You're talking about 7 field goals. Is that that's what you're predicting? 7 field goals.
It's going to be bad. It's going to be bad.
Wait, you have the Patriots winning, right?
Yes.
That's what okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, you're right. Damian Harris is probably going to miss this game, even though Bill Belichick is playing this game where he doesn't say, because when Mac Jones got injured, he said he was questionable, and then he's missed multiple weeks. He's doing the same thing with Damian Harris. He's saying he's questionable, but everyone's saying he's going to miss multiple games, so he doesn't look like he's going to play. But I think Ramondre Stevenson is a great running back for them, and I think he actually might be better than Damian Harris, so I don't think they're going to miss him that much. I think if you're going to talk about talent, I think the Browns overall have more talent, but the Patriots just have better coaching, and I think they're going to pull this one out. And also, Bill Belichick used to coach for the Browns. Whenever he plays them, he's got a vendetta. Patriots, 22. Browns, 21. They steal this one.
Ooh.
Next game, New York Jets at Green Bay Packers. Packers here are favored by 7.5 points. The weather is going to be 50 degrees and rainy. What say you about this game?
Knife, I'll let you go first.
I'm going to take the over. I think the Jets are frauds, first of all. I think the Packers are going to try to bounce back, especially after their loss in London last week. So I have the Packers winning this one 34-17.
Okay.
Every man has a kryptonite. And Aaron Rodgers' kryptonite is another ugly quarterback by the name of Joe Flacco. I believe that Joe Flacco will pull this out somehow, some way, and the discussions of Flacco being better than Aaron Rodgers will increase by 1% for 2 days, and then it'll go back to Aaron Rodgers being the best quarterback in the league. That's what I think.
Okay.
I'm going to go with 31-30. The Jets.
The Jets.
Yes, upset.
Okay. Hold on. Just let's back up because okay. So I misspoke in one of my first podcasts that Cooper Rush was going to be the offensive coordinator of or was the offensive coordinator of the Cowboys, right? And he came from irrelevance, and now he is the starting quarterback, and he might be in line to become the offensive coordinator when Kellen Moore gets hired by another team. Rolly might be seeing things here about the future because, yes, Zach Wilson might be starting this game, but there's a good chance he could get injured. He's just coming off an injury. So Joe Flacco could come into this game and do exactly what Rolly said. I'm leaving it open for that.
Don't forget.
Are you also taking the Jets 31-30?
I am not. Okay? The Packers, absolutely, coming off a loss. I mean, they're pissed off. Listen, I don't think the Jets are frauds. I think, Robert Saleh, our Arabi brother, love that guy. He always gives a lot of effort, man. He is one of the most underrated coaches, and I always want to see him do well. But the Packers have too much pedigree, man. Rodgers has too much pedigree. They're going to come back. They're going to get this game. They got to get this game. It's at Lambeau. There's no way they lose this game. I got the Packers, 28, Jets, 21. All right, moving on to the next game. The Jacksonville Jaguars at the Indianapolis Colts. The Colts are favored by 2.5 points here. It's a dome, no weather conditions. What do you guys say about this game?
I mean, I'm surprised that the Colts are favored after getting shut out last time they played, right? I think it was 24-0 or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't see that happening again. I think the Colts built some momentum with their road win against Denver last week. I have them winning this one 24-21.
Okay. Rodi.
I have been a fan of the Jaguars ever since Abdullah Yacobi joined that team. I think Trevor Lawrence, even though he's not been good this year,
yeah,
I think he's actually going to become one of the best quarterbacks in the league. He looks like he doesn't even look like a human being. He has the face of a he has a square face, and I just like him. I don't know what to say, man. I just like the way he looked. He reminds me of, remember that guy in remember the Titans?
Yeah,
the blonde quarterback
Sunshine.
who could throw it far.
Sunshine, yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's Trevor Lawrence for you. So I am going to take the Jaguars. I'm gonna go with 17-10.
17-10.
Yes.
I'll tell you what. The biggest concern about Trevor Lawrence here is that he's hiding his real name of Abdullah Yaqubi. He's secretly Muslim and he's not telling anybody, which is very concerning.
Yeah.
That's the biggest concern. Okay, I'll say about the Colts. So yes, they did get shut out, but then since that game, they've beaten the Chiefs. Okay, and then they've beaten the Broncos as well. However, the Jaguars, I think, are also a good team. And the Colts have good games against non-divisional teams and bad games against their divisional teams. I'm taking the Jaguars 17, the Colts 6.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they're not going to put anything up. They have good games and bad. They really don't score it. I mean, you're going to talk about last week, okay, what they did. They barely survived playing the Broncos. I mean, that was to try to explain
Is
that.
Jonathan Taylor playing? I mean, I think that's the difference in my pick. I have him playing. I haven't playing. So
Yeah, well, I mean, Jonathan Taylor, if you look at his stats after week 1, he hasn't been doing that great. I mean, I know he has talent, but, I don't know. That line is not blocking for him. Even Pittman sometimes gets lost. He doesn't seem like a legit number 1 receiver. But, yeah, these divisional games really kill the Colts, so that's what I think is going down. All right, next game. Roddy's Minnesota Vikings. I don't even know if he still supports them. Minnesota Vikings at the Miami Dolphins. The Vikings are favored by 3 points. The weather is going to be a hot 81 degrees, very sunny. Not quite Saudi hot, but still hot. What do you guys say?
I'm gonna go first because this is my squad.
Okay.
I am a big fan of this team. I've been a fan since day 1, 1999. Randy Moss. I've been following.
Do you remember that?
Of course. This is the love of my life. This is that girl she's not that good looking. She's a little crazy and she's always disappoints you, but there's something about her that you love. That is my Minnesota Vikings.
Good heart.
I think Kevin O'Connell is gonna be one of the best coaches in the NFL. I am taking this team to win the Super Bowl, not because I'm a fan, but look at this team, 4-1. Kirk Cousins used to be on the Redskins, and it is a fact that every quarterback that used to be in the Redskins and leaves has a successful career in this next team. You can look this up throughout history. Justin Jefferson, incredible. Dalvin Cook, unbelievable. Thielen, great number 2 wide receiver. The defense is great. It's just, honestly, this girl, she's starting to lose weight. She's starting to exercise. She's starting to put better makeup on. She's starting to look good. And I'm going to say Minnesota is going to win this game 31-17.
Nice.
Wow. I actually like that score, and I agree with that score. Agree with almost everything you said, except for that girl being so beautiful. I think it's another girl. I think whenever Kirk Cousins is leading your team, you're not going to a Super Bowl. You could change his name to Kurt Brady. It's not going to make a difference. They're not going to the Super Bowl.
Okay.
This team might win the division.
This is being recorded.
Yeah, I know
true.
that. We're going to have the receipts. Minnesota's a great team. They win this game 31-17. They're not going to the Super Bowl.
Exact same score for the exact same team. Well, you know what?
Yeah.
How about this? How about they let the Vikings play all their games at 1 p.m. for the rest of the season, and then they let them play 1 p.m. in the playoffs, and then they put the Super Bowl at 1 p.m. And then you got Kirk Cousins as the MVP and winning the Super Bowl. Because that's really his window. And Ahmad Yusuf brought this up last week, and that's true. When he plays at 1 p.m., he shines. Any other time window, especially prime time, Kirk Cousins always folds in prime time. But if you get him in that 1 p.m. window, he is Tom Brady. He is Joe Montana. He is the best quarterback. I'm taking the Vikings 35, the Dolphins 24. I'll just say one thing about the Dolphins here. Tua is cleared from the concussion. He's not playing, okay? Teddy Bridgewater is also cleared from the concussion. He's not playing. They're still playing this guy, Sky Thompson, for whatever reason. I don't know. I mean, they're trying to save face, I guess, because of what happened with these other guys with their concussions. But you're not giving yourself the best chance to win here. This is, I mean, every game in the NFL is big. So not putting your best quarterback out there. I know that, I'm a big fan of Tyreek Hill. I'm a big fan of Jalen Waddle. I think they're, one of the best wide receiver duos in the league. But Scott Thompson is just, he doesn't have the experience. So, like I said, Vikings 35, Dolphins 24 in a hot game. I mean, Miami just seems like that weather always impacts them. But anyway, moving on to the next game. Cincinnati Bengals at the New Orleans Saints. Bengals are favored by 2.5 points. Again, it's a dome, so no weather conditions. What do you guys think of this game?
It's going to be a toss-up for me. I think the Saints might take this just based on the fact that they're playing at home. I think Tyreek Hill, what's his name? Taysom Hill just opened up a whole nother game for them. And I see them barely edging out the Bengals here, 24-21.
Okay.
Is Kamara playing this week?
Is he playing? I don't know. I heard that he was there's a charge out against him, and he's might be going back to court, or I don't know. I think he's playing this game, but there might be some legal stuff in the future.
That changes everything. Yeah. I thought if he has a charge, this guy is gonna play incredibly well. He's got
okay.
He's got something to prove. He's probably going to jail for the next 4 or 5 months, and he's like, "Hey man, this is my only time to shine. I gotta play well." I was going to take the bum gals, because that's what they are. They're bums and they're gals.
Wow. Nice.
Okay.
But now that I know that Kamara has a charge or has a possible charge, he's got something to prove, and he's going to play well, and he is going to be the leading rusher and leading receiver for the Saints. He'll score 2 touchdowns, get a total of 170 yards, and the Saints are going to take this game 21 to, let's go with 13.
Okay. Wow, that's like the real replacement vibes, like they're playing their last game before they go to jail and they're motivated. I like that. Okay. The Saints, they don't have Mike Thomas. They don't have Jarvis Landry. They don't have Chris Olave. Okay? All 3 of those guys are out. Taysom Hill can't play the Seahawks every week. Okay? This defense is going to be legit. He's not going to do what he did last week. Jameis Winston is a terrible quarterback. All they have is Alvin Kamara. I think they're gonna put freaking 12 men in the box. Forget 11. They're gonna put 12 men in the box. They're gonna stop Kamara. Okay. I'm sorry for what's gonna happen to Kamara. I mean, basically, he's gonna have a bad last game or last few games before he has to go to court. I see this game. Bengals get 16. Saints get 3. And that's it. Bengals win this game 16-3. I think Saints are going to come all the way down from last week. After you play the Seahawks and you think you're good, this is what happens. Same thing happened to the Lions last week, by the way. They played the Seahawks. They scored like 45 points, and then they got shut out by the Patriots the next week. They get big-headed. They think they can score. But the Seahawks defense is the worst in the league. So it's all fake.
I think you're leaving out one important factor, though, Omar.
What's that?
The Andy Dalton revenge game.
Revenge game. Is he gonna play? I don't know which one's gonna play, him or Winston.
So far, it's looking like Andy Dalton's gonna start the quarterback. So.
All right. So then I'm gonna move the score to 16-0. Screw Andy Dalton. He's not gonna do crap. That guy's not gonna do nothing. Just like he did in Cincinnati. Moving on to the next game. Baltimore Ravens at the New York Giants. Ravens are favored by 5.5 points. Weather's going to be a nice 59 degrees and sunny. Naif, what do you think of this game?
I mean, here we go. Another New York team with a great coach and another New York fraud team. I think the Ravens just whooped their butt. I have the Ravens winning this one 38-17.
Are the Giants 4-1?
Yeah.
Somehow, some way.
Impossible.
Somehow, some way. They beat the Titans. They've beaten the Packers. I don't know who else they've beaten. Some college teams or what? I don't know. I forget these other games.
Guys, I'm going to go with the feel on this. I just feel that no matter how good the Giants are looking, clearly they're 4-1, they're trash. I just this is something that I believe. I think they're going to be one of those teams that starts out hot and they're going to end trash. Every year has that team. The Giants is that team. So I'm going to say that they're going to not just lose, but they will be exposed. The Ravens are going to. I mean, I don't want to say anything negative here. That's all I've been saying this whole podcast. I have to say. But,
Yes.
but I'm going to say that the Ravens are going to win this game 38-3. Yes.
Damn.
Wow.
It's going to be an exposure.
At New York.
At New York, the New York fans are going to lock up just like they did during COVID, but it's going to be a football-related lockup this time.
Hell of a beating. Well, you know what? I've said this before. I agree with you that I think that ultimately the Giants are going to be frauds. I don't think they're going to do too well for most of the season. However, they're going to win this game. All right?
No.
They're going to beat the Ravens 23-20. Lamar Jackson is a real fraud. If you saw how many overthrows he had last week, they're going to key in on him. Rashad Bateman is out. It doesn't matter because Lamar Jackson can't throw that far to get to him anyway. All right? Duvernay, they're going to key on him. They're just going to cover Mark Andrews, and they're going to stuff the box. And the Ravens are going down to the Giants, 23-20. Moving on. Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the Pittsburgh Steelers. Bucs are favored by 9.5 points. Weather's going to be 58 degrees and cloudy. Rodi, we'll go to you first on this one. What do you think of the Bucs at the Steelers?
I think if anybody picks the Steelers on this, they need to go to their room, shut the door, and cry for 24 hours. There's no possible way that this team
That's a lot of fluid.
chance. Tom Brady is going to walk in there, relaxed as always, think and doink, runs, passes. This is going to be an embarrassment. Steelers are going to fire everybody. They are going to, after this game, they're going to need to rethink. They're going to change the name of their team. They're going to call themselves the Aluminiums. I don't know. They are too soft.
They're going to change the material and go British.
That's right.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Tom Brady to have a hell of a game. Tampa Bay Buccaneers 41. Steelers 17. And they're going to get all their 17 points in the fourth quarter after everybody's been benched.
All right.
Oh.
Naif, what do you think?
I have Tampa winning this, obviously, as well. But I don't think it's going to be that much of a blowout, seeing as how the Steelers got blown out last week and that this game is in Pittsburgh. I have it closer. I have it 27-13, Tampa.
Okay. So I agree that I think the Steelers are one of the worst teams in the league. I don't think that their offensive weapons are as bad as people think. I think actually their backup running back, Jalen Warren, is a better back than Najee Harris. And Tomlin has said he's going to get him more involved. I think the Pickett to Pickens connection it works for them. And in theory, they have good weapons. And I don't think Tampa Bay is as good as people think. The running game is like the worst running game in the league. All right, with Leonard Fournette and Rachaad White or whoever they're putting out there now. Julio Jones constantly injured. Chris Godwin constantly injured. Mike Evans is good for like maybe a touchdown or two a game, but then he gets injured and then comes back and then gets injured and comes back. And that's basically their offense. So I think it's going to be a much tighter game. I think the Bucs win this game, but it's going to be 14-10.
Cool.
So moving on to the next game, Carolina Panthers at the Los Angeles Rams. This is the biggest spread of the game. Rams are favored by 10 points. Again, this is an enclosed stadium here, so no weather conditions. Naif, what do you say?
I think P.J. Walker's starting for the Panthers.
Yeah.
I don't see them doing anything, honestly. I have the Rams winning this one big. It's a bounce-back game for them. I have them winning 34-10.
Wow, 34-10. Rodi, what say you?
What happened to Christian McCaffrey, man? This guy was supposed to be one of the best. He looks so good. He looks like Muslim McCaffrey right now. He's not looking good. I gotta be honest.
What a line, bro. That's supposed to make him better, not worse.
You're right. My bad. You're right.
Astaghfirullah. Oh boy,
The
I'm gonna have
Muslims,
to
man,
change.
let's be
I'm gonna
honest.
have
The
to change
Muslims, this
the.
is not their best.
I'm gonna change the
Muslims are
topic of
not
this
looking good
podcast
right
from
now.
sports to religion. All right, go ahead.
Um, look, man, I have been a fan of the. I mean, it's honestly, I don't even care about the Rams. I care about Matthew Stafford. That's my guy. I've loved this guy since Georgia. Me and Naif watched this guy come back from 34-0 to lose, but he lost 30. But, you remember that game? But he came back to it was 34-33, I think. Right? They lost by 1 point. No, it wasn't.
No, they
I
lost
remember
like
that clearly.
50 something. All right, maybe.
At some point, it was 34-33 in the game. I remember that.
Okay.
And I was like, this guy, and it was all him, just throwing bullets left and right. So I love the Rams. I think the Rams are going to win. I can't believe Odell Beckham Jr., one of the, 2 years ago, this guy was one of the best. He's a free agent now. That's insane to me. But it is what it is. I'm going to go with the Rams. Score, let's say 27-20.
All right. So, Panthers had a very eventful week. Their head coach got fired. Baker Mayfield is now out for a few weeks with an ankle injury, so PJ Walker is gonna start. But the Rams are bad, guys. Rams are bad. Okay. The coach Sean McVay came to a press conference and said Cam Akers is out. He's not playing, and he doesn't have an injury. He's just not playing. There's turmoil in the locker room. Darrell Henderson, who is their other running back, didn't get a single carry last week. Okay? They got Allen Robinson in free agency. He's supposed to be a good wide receiver. Haven't given him the ball at all. Higbee, their second leading receiver, injured. All they got is Cooper Kupp and Matt Stafford. I'm sorry to say, this guy's got a bum elbow, all right? That 34-0 game was what was that? Maybe in the 1980s. That's back when he was playing way back when. I think the Panthers are gonna thrive in this chaos. They go in to Los Angeles and win this game by a baseball score, 7-5. That's the final score of this game.
Wow.
That's what's happening. Moving on. Arizona Cardinals at my disappointing, but I'm still rooting for them, Seattle Seahawks. Cardinals are favored by 2.5 points. What a freaking, disrespect to have this line in Seattle. You would have never seen this in years past. But anyway, it's going to be 61 degrees and cloudy. And actually, I'll say about this game, if the Mariners make it to Game 4 in their series, they're going to have to move this game. I'm not sure to what time, or maybe they might move it to a different day. But that's some context about this game. I can go ahead and start since this is my team here. So same thing is going on with this team. They don't play defense at all, and there's no light at the end of the tunnel in terms of the defense. Pete Carroll's insistent on using these same guys. They do have one really good player. His name is Thaddeus Woolen. All right, he has 3 interceptions. He's a rookie. He has 3 interceptions in the first 5 games, including a pick 6. He's a great player. The rest of the defense is garbage. However, the offense is amazing, led by the guy that went to both of y'all's school, West Virginia. I don't know what the hell happened to this guy. He went from like one of the worst quarterbacks in the league, and now he's like freaking the best quarterback. The top, he has some of the best stats ever for a quarterback in the first 5 weeks. Kyler Murray and the Cardinals, they always start off really slow in the first half, and then they pick it up in the second half. Of course, I'm going to go with my Seahawks here. They're going to put on a show. It's going to be a high-scoring game, 40-38.
Wow.
What say you?
It's a little too much, Omar.
Have you seen the past 3 games with the Seahawks? They're all like 50 points each.
Hey, you know how I feel about Geno. He leads the league in quarterback rating.
Geno.
113.1. If I recall correctly, you wanted him dropped from the team 5 weeks ago.
I don't recall.
But it's interesting. I want to see what Kenneth Walker is going to do. He looked really nice on that long touchdown. the Bucs really fast.
69-yarder.
I think the Seahawks can put up points, but the Cardinals also looked really good against the Eagles, at least against the competition they were facing in the Eagles. So I think I have Arizona taking this one 24-20. Roddy?
All right. I'm gonna
This is
log
the
that.
battle. This is the battle of the birds, man. We got the Cardinals and the Seahawks.
Caw.
Yeah. Unfortunately, both these birds are trash and they have broken wings.
Wait, which team has broken wings?
I'm gonna say
Both of
Seattle
them?
has one broken wing,
Okay.
and the other wing is literally Geno Smith.
Yeah.
That guy is a G, man. Not because he went to West Virginia, my alma mater. I just think he's great, and he also has a great name, Geno Smith. Ooh. That's
Yeah.
it. Now, Kyler Murray, on the other hand, I feel like this is he just seems to me like the kind of guy that pees sitting down. Is it just me? He looks like he
I
listens
don't
to
even know what
R&B,
that means.
and he's like I don't know how to explain it. I don't like this guy. He's
Yeah.
too short, too weird, too dumb. Everything about him is horrible. I think this team is trash. I think they're gonna be trash for the rest of. I think this guy is gonna not play in the NFL very soon. It was a
Wow.
fluke. He had one fluke good year, and that was about it. So I'm gonna take
Wow.
the Seahawks to completely crush this team, 34-17.
Hell yeah. I love that. And I love that analogy that's never been said anywhere. That's the exclusive content you get on the Football v Football podcast, so make sure to subscribe. All right, moving on to the next game. The Buffalo Bills at the Kansas City Chiefs. I mean, this is a freaking AFC Championship preview. Bills are favored by 2.5 points. Weather is going to be 68 degrees and sunny. And Roddy, what do you have to say about this one?
I gotta say, I think this is gonna be a great game, man. It's gonna have so much flash, so much pizzazz. It's gonna be great. I don't think the Bills are gonna go to the AFC Championship
Yeah.
because they're the Bills. No matter how good they are, they're always gonna be trash. Even if they're 15-1, they're gonna lose the first game of the playoffs. Kansas City, on the other hand, I have them playing the Vikings in the Super Bowl and losing for the biggest upset in Super Bowl history.
Wow.
And they're going to be leading, and then Kirk Cousins is gonna, score some touchdowns, and he's gonna say something dumb like "How you like them apples" or whatever.
Some kind of corny shit. Yeah.
However, back to this game, okay?
Yeah.
I think the Chiefs are going to win this game, but it's gonna be a high score, and so I'm gonna go with 38-34, Kansas City.
Wow.
All right. Nice.
Yeah. I mean, I think this is a game that features the two best quarterbacks in the NFL right now. I think they're far and away the two best quarterbacks. It's a tough one to pick, honestly. It's in Kansas City. Buffalo. I think Buffalo are the better team, and I think they will go further. I think they will reach the Super Bowl this year against my Cowboys. But I'm going to take Kansas City here. I got to take Mahomes here. I have Chiefs winning 31-28.
31-28. All right. I agree with you guys. These are two of the best. I think these are probably the two best teams in the league. It's going to be a very close game. The only difference here is that the difference is on defense. Bills have a great defense. The Chiefs have a pretty bad pass defense. So based on that alone, and the revenge factor of last year, I mean, the Bills really should have won that game. They're going to have a lot to prove. I think Josh Allen right now is playing slightly better than Mahomes. So I'm taking the Bills 35-31 in a great, great, great game. All right, moving on to the Sunday night game. Naif's Dallas Cowboys at the Philadelphia Eagles. You'll probably be sound asleep when this is going on. Eagles favored by 6.5 points. The weather is going to be 59 degrees at night. Naif, are you going to watch this game? Is it going to be, sleepy time? What do you think is going to happen in this game?
I haven't missed the game in over 20 years. I'm not about to miss one now.
Nice.
Honestly, this is also a toss-up for me. I mean, if you asked me 5 minutes ago, I would probably have a different answer. I am leaning towards the Eagles as of now. I think their offense, Dallas's offense, is lacking way too much. I don't think we can put up enough points on the board. Then again, like I said, I don't know. If you ask me tomorrow, I might have a different answer. I think the Eagles are favored by 5. You said, right?
Favored by 6.5.
6.5. Wow. Cowboys have been beating the spread more than any other team in the last 2 years. So I think they do beat the spread. However, I do have them losing 24-21. I think the Eagles are going to be the first team to put up over 20 points against the Cowboys.
Wow.
Ask me again at the end of the show, because the Cowboys are one of my locks.
I know you just picked them to go to the Super Bowl, but this is an undefeated team. So, Roddy, what do you say?
Yeah.
I think you're absolutely insane. I cannot believe, first of all, that you're picking against your own squad. Maybe this is some kind of weird psychological thing that you're doing to your head so that you're not disappointed. If they win, you're happy. That's dumb. I'm sorry. So, this is who I have winning. This is, to me, sounds like a classic Cowboys story. Every couple of years, they got this guy who's playing kind of good, but he's not that good. And then some guy off the bench who nobody cares about, nobody knows, jumps on, plays incredible, replaces the other guy. Everybody thinks they're going to be good, but they remain trash like they always do. However, I think Cooper Rush is going to play incredible. Cowboys are going to win. The Cowboys management staff is going to start thinking, should we keep this guy? What are we going to do? They're going to have the same old Romo, Dak story all over again. They're going to end up keeping Cooper Rush. He's going to play great, lose his first game in the playoffs, and here we go again. This is what I believe.
Ooh.
So I'm taking the Cowboys, and it's going to be like a regular game, like 21, I don't know, let's say 20. Cowboys win.
Close game. Wow, Cooper Rush starting in the playoffs. I'd love to see that. All right. I think these are pretty evenly matched teams, to be honest with you. I think the Eagles have been kind of barely winning a lot of these games. I think they're not as good as their record is. I don't believe in people in Jalen Hurts as much as most people. I think he's a good runner. I think he's a serviceable passer. The running backs are okay. Miles Sanders and Kenneth Gainwell. I think A.J. Brown is a great receiver. Devonta Smith is a great receiver. I think that's probably why they've been winning these games. Defense is okay. But I really like the Cowboys, too. I think they have great weapons. I think Tony Pollard is great. I think Gallup and CeeDee Lamb and Noah Brown are solid. But I'm just going to say, because it's at Philadelphia, I'm going to give the Eagles a slight edge here and have them winning 30-29 in a really, really close game. So, moving on to the final game.
Wait. Guys. All right, you guys convinced me. I want to change my pick. Stevens. I feel like you guys actually thought I was going to choose the Eagles. The Cowboys are winning this game 28-17. Cooper Rush is going to have a hell of a ball game. Mike Parsons, 4 sacks. Jalen Hurts is going to look like absolute dog water. Cowboys 28-17.
Wow. Look at that. He just set it up so we could come back to him and he could get the Cowboys. He did a heel turn there. I like that. All right, moving on to the last game. Denver Broncos at Los Angeles Chargers. This is the Monday night game. Chargers are favored by 4.5 points. Again, it's in LA. No weather conditions here. So, Roddy, what do you think of this last game? Broncos at Chargers.
I mean, look, man, the Broncos. I think it's not looking good for this team. You know, the thing is, I don't like Justin Herbert at all. I think he just looks like he has athlete's foot. I don't know why, but he just looks that way.
Poor guy, man. Get him some tough acting and acting.
Yeah,
man.
man, we need to help this guy out, okay?
Oh my God.
However, if we're being real, this team is, I think, better than the Broncos. They're going to win for sure. I'm gonna go with, I don't know. Let's go. They have a good offense, man. Maybe like 27-17.
Okay. Chargers?
Chargers, correct? Yes.
Okay. Nah.
I think this is a bounce-back game for Russell Wilson. I think he hears all the noise. I think he's going to play a lot better than he did the past 5 weeks. I still think the Chargers are going to take this one. I have the Chargers winning this one 28-24. The Broncos are going to put up some points on the board. So,
All right.
yeah, Chargers 28-24.
All right. I agree with you. This is going to be a big Russell Wilson game. He's going to silence the doubters. Silence them. This guy is an all-pro level quarterback. All right, there's just been some issues gelling with the system, with Hackett, with the team, some jitters to start his career in Denver. But I think he's a great player, and I think they're going to win this game. And I don't think it's going to be that close. I think it's going to be 35-20. Denver Broncos finally break out and beat the Chargers, in large part due to Justin Herbert's athlete's foot. You know, it's very tough to play with athlete's foot. So, you know, that's a big reason why. So, all right, we're going to end this out with the lock of the week. And I'm going to go ahead and get started. And it's going to be the same one that Naif mentioned earlier. And it's going to be the Niners over the Falcons, man. I mean, this team, every week I watch them play, they're just like so solid. They're just a very solid team. I mean, you know, the Trey Lance week, forget about that. The week where they lost to the Broncos, forget about that. All the other weeks, they've been very solid. I guess those are primetime games, so maybe they're not good in primetime games. But this is the first game of the week. Like I said before, Falcons are missing Cordero Patterson. Pitts is injured. Also, they don't throw him the ball. Niners defense is going to eat up Marcus Mariota. I mean, you're talking about maybe they're going to have 8 turnovers on offense, something like that. It's going to be crazy. So that's my lock of the week. Niners over Falcons.
I'll go.
Go ahead.
The Minnesota Vikings will not lose another game this entire year. I know this sounds crazy.
That's the longest season, huh? Wow.
I know this sounds crazy. I know, okay?
Yeah.
But I've been watching this team for a while, and this O'Connell guy, I'm telling you, he's the real deal, man. He is a great coach. The team is stacked, okay, in every position. We can all agree.
Yeah.
Maybe not the quarterback, but still, it doesn't matter, okay?
All right.
I think the Minnesota Vikings are a lock to win this game.
Nice. Naif.
Huh?
It's at 1 p.m. He's an MVP of 1 p.m. Absolutely. Absolutely. So Naif, do you want to stick with your Niners, or are you going to also go to your Cowboys?
No, let's go for some variety here. I mean, I do have the Niners as a lock, but I think I'm going to go with Green Bay. Aaron Rodgers. I just don't see them losing back-to-back games, especially against New York teams like the Giants and Jets. Teams are frauds. Aaron Rodgers is an all-time great QB. This game's in Green Bay. I think the spread's by 7. I have them winning by double digits. Lock it up.
Yeah.
Put your money on the Packers.
Absolutely. Tough to bet against Aaron Rodgers. Guys, thank you so much, man, for jumping on today. I want to end this by allowing you guys to, like I do in all the podcasts, if you guys want to plug anything, your social media, your business, I don't know, your HVAC repair guy, whoever you want to plug, go for it. The floor is yours if you guys want to plug anything.
I'm gonna plug Second Rise Coffee. Look, guys, this is my business, okay? I'm a huge lover of coffee. I've been a lover of food and beverage for years. Naif can attest to this. I love flavors. I'm obsessed. I have a problem. I'm never satisfied, and everything I do is just so it's goddamn. I want people to taste what I make, and they just go like, "Yo, this is what it's about."
I need a Second Rise.
Yeah, and the Second Rise. It's just that you just feel like you're vibing in San Diego. You know what I mean? I love that. And everything. Listen, man, just try, give it a shot. You never know, you might like it. Anyways, that's what I'm plugging. SecondRiseCoffee.com. Check it out, baby.
Second Rise Coffee.
I just got my batch of Second Rise.
You tried it?
Yeah, it's unbelievable. I got the Columbia on deck over there. It's really, really good. My plug for the week is Play-Doh. Now you might be asking, what is that doing with Play-Doh? Well, my wife is actually a child therapist, so we use this all the time. Yeah, it's just got me through a lot of tough times. So that's the plug for the week for me.
I like it.
Nice. All right. I'm not going to ask what you use it for, but we'll go ahead and end this podcast there. Thank you guys so much for jumping on. This has been the Football v Football podcast. Follow us on Instagram at football_v_football, on Twitter at fballvfball. You can find this podcast on YouTube, on Spotify, on Anchor, and you can support this podcast on Ko-fi, ko-fi.com/footballvfootball. Arrodi, Naif. Thank you guys so much for joining the Week 6 Pick'em Show, We're going to be back tomorrow with the Week 6 recap roundtable. Thank you all for joining, and have a fantastic day, football fans.